Brock back today.
Yep.
Where are things at with him and his recovery?
Well, I mean, he's getting close. Tomorrow, I'd be a game time decision type thing, but or you call it day to day, whatever. But he's actually skating with the team, so everything's looking better for that.
How much does he bring? I mean, he hasn't had a lot of luck offensively right now, but given the team as a whole is a little more confident, do you think he can feed off that?
I think so. I mean, hey, we all know what he is. He's not, he scored 25 goals every year. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time before he starts scoring, and he's a streaky scorer at that. So, I mean, we could, any more of a threat that we can put in the lineup, that's great. And you just know it's not going to last at where he is forever. And he's been hurt ever since camp started, so he hasn't had a real chance to get himself going yet. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to when he gets back.
Bruce, because what you guys are going through, is it tough to give a guy like him and even Quinn time to be 100% fully healed before they come back, just so that they don't get re-injured again?
If this was game 60, I would say it might be a little tougher, but it's game 8 and 9 and 7. So, I mean, no, we want them healthy for the last 70 games, not just for 2 or 3 games. So, I mean, we're taking our time on all of them to make sure that they're 100% before they get back in.
Only a couple of wins, but a little bit of a sigh of relief, a little bit more confidence growing as well.
Well, winning's always better than losing, I'll tell you, in any sport. So, I mean, if you can win, that's great. And we've got a chance to keep it going a little bit against probably the hottest team in the league right now. So it'll be another great test for us tomorrow.
It's hard to take guys out after a game like Pittsburgh. I mean, I know you will if Quinn's ready to play, he's ready to play. From a coaching standpoint,
well, I mean, it depends on who you're taking out. Like, I mean, if you're taking out a guy that was called up, and even if he played good, I think I'll take Quinn over that. And he's an elite player. He's one of the best in the league. So I have no problem when he's healthy. He's playing.
How crowded is the defense all of a sudden? It looks like you have a lot of choices and guys get healthy.
We have a lot of guys, and when you count the injured guys, this morning we had 11. So I mean, it makes for a competition. I mean, you want to play. We want to succeed. You want to be accountable for your actions. You got to play good.
What have you thought of Stillman when you've had him in the lineup?
I mean, unfortunately, he was here when we weren't playing very good. So I mean, it's a hard read yet. I mean, my jury's still out. He's an NHL player. A lot of teams wanted him. So I mean, we'll see when we get our full lineup and see exactly what we're getting.
How tough is it to get Jack in now, given the numbers on the back end?
Jack.
Rathbone.
It's not going to be the easiest thing, but I mean, I guess it'll all depend on some of their guys' performance, how they play, whether he gets back in or not.
What about Bear? I know it's only been a couple practices, but what have you seen from him?
Well, he's quick, I mean, he's learning the way we play. I mean, he's a good player. He's always been a good player. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing him play tomorrow.
Bruce, getting back to the lineup, because of all the injuries you've had, call-ups, moving pieces in and out, do you know what your lineup really looks like yet because of all that? I mean,
I can read and know what it's going to look like if everybody plays to their best. So, I mean, but the last couple of games we've been sort of turning the curve a little bit, and so we're seeing a little bit more of what we would look like when we were healthy. So hopefully that continues.
Bruce, is there any update on Dermott and Pullman on the subject of bodies on the back end?
No.
Bruce, you talked about the Devils maybe playing their best hockey right now, best team in the league right now. What have you seen? What stands out when you see?
Well, they're fast. They play fast. They shoot from everywhere. They attack the net, and they're great in transition. So I mean, you better have your solid game going, or they at any second they can get into a 2-on-1 or 3-on-2, and they're skilled up front, so they make it hurt when they do that.
In your experience, have you seen teams that as they build and they're young, starting to come into their prime, like the Devils, and suddenly they do take that big step? Sometimes it's baby steps, then one big, large step.
It's happened many times before. I mean, whether it happens right now for them, or every team sits there and says, what, maybe we're a year away, or maybe we're this or we're that. But I mean, they're playing well enough right now to scare every other team in the league. So that's the way you got to, when you face them, that's the way you got to think.
Bruce, Andre Kuzmenko has created a lot of shots and scoring chances, even just beyond the goals and points he's had. What is it about his game? Why is he successful creating a lot of those chances? What is he really good at that you've noticed?
Well, he can shoot and he can pass. You do those two things, you're going to create opportunities. He's got good vision. I mean, below the circles, he's a really good player.
What do you like about the fit between him and Pedersen?
Well, Petey can make a play, and Kuz can make a play, and they've been reading off each other. And Mikheyev, now that he's getting better, you can see his improvement game after game. So far, it's looking pretty good.
And in terms of the defensive zone, what have you noticed in terms of the learning curve, and how quickly do you think he can make progress as the season progresses?
Well, how quickly is up to him, but I mean, he knows he's got to be a little bit better.